your boy Kenny, and I'm back with Pokemon Sun and Moon Anime Review, episode 43. Guys, this is the last episode of Brock and Misty being on the show, and this is the last episode for the guys to be in Kanto. I'm gonna actually miss them, and this was a great episode. To go in and look at the past of Kanto. I'm praying and hoping that we can get an episode, like a little small arc when Ash finished probably one of his future regions, even though if it's the Alola region, that he goes back and challenge the Indigo League. He has all 8 badges, so it's not a problem. It shouldn't be no problem for him to go back and challenge the. It should be no problem for him to go and challenge the Indigo League again. So with all the Pokemon that he have and all the diversity from each region that he's visit, I'm quite sure that he should be able to go back and challenge it. But let's get on back into the review. That was just my little hopeful thinking. But we start off where we left off. The game ends up in front of the Cerulean Gym, which looks so much better. And I told you guys in the last review that I thought it looked so much different than the last time we've seen it, almost 20 years ago. Well, it has been over 20 years. And I thought that was the design, but it's actually not. That is a whole lot better than it used to look. So I wonder what the Pewter City gym looks like. Maybe they're both combined. Who knows? But anyway, the guys show up, and so everybody's excited because this is the first time the guys get to, everybody gets to see a gym battle. But this is Ash's first time facing Misty and Brock in such a long time since his first, journey through Kanto. So, he's happy to battle them because they're friends, and he's like wanting to, see how strong they have gotten, since the last time they were together. So everybody goes in, and who's standing in the middle of the gym? Yes, Psyduck. I am so happy they did not evolve him into Gold Up because with his personality, I actually love him. He is so crazy the way he is. And now, Misty hated him when she caught him because she caught him by mistake. But it's been 20 years, so I'm quite sure she's grown attached to him, and I'm so happy that they left him the way he is. I love it, guys. He is so hilarious. So when Pikachu sees him, Pikachu and Geodude, they sees him and they go and they all reconnect from the they all go say hi because they journeyed together the whole entire time from Kanto and Johto. And Geodude basically went with Pikachu all the way up until the end of the Sinnoh region. So they get their little, they say their little hellos and everything. So Kukui says they're gonna divide the team up into, two groups, and they're gonna battle Misty and Brock. But Ash and Kiawe are gonna battle Misty and Brock, but it's gonna be on a different scale because not only do they now okay, Lana has a Z ring, but I was wondering why they want to let her face. Well, okay, I can understand. Popplio is her only Pokemon, and Popplio does not stand a chance against any of the Pokemon that Brock had. But anyway, they were gonna face, Brock and Misty on a different scale. So Ash wants so Kiao. I mean, so Kukui asked who wants to battle who, and Satoshi said he wants to battle Kasumi. And so she was like, okay, cool. And Takashi got Kiawe. So now, they do the little exhibition match to give, it starts off with Lana and Mallow. So now you got to remember, this is their first time fighting in a gym, so they have no idea what a gym battle is. And Kukui lets them know what a gym battle really is basically about learning the types, not just the Pokemon's attacks, but you have to learn the typing, was weak against what, he actually explains how gym battles really works. So you got Lana and Mallow. They go in against Misty and Psyduck. Now this was a funny little match. You had Poplio blowing bubbles because Psyduck uses water gun and he captures all the water in the bubble. But then you have Mallow using, I think it was Razor Leaf. Steenie uses Razor Leaf on Psyduck, and Psyduck retaliates, but then he gets caught in the bubble that Poplio made actually made to capture the water. He gets caught in it. He gets taken up, and I think Steenie busts the bubble with another razor leaf. When he falls, he hits his head. Now we all know what happens to Psyduck when he hits his head or anything that triggers a headache. He gets it's some weird psychic power that basically overtakes him, and his confusion gets really really strong. So he ended up lifting up Steenie and Poplio. God knows what he was gonna do to him. However, Misty snaps him out of it. It seems like she has control over Sight Up to have him to stop, before he does something that he should not do. And she basically tells him, "No, you know better than that." And so he doesn't drop him; he puts him down. And so he kind of snaps out of it and like, "What happened? I don't know what happened." And then they were Lana and Mallow started laughing, and then he started getting this real bad headache. And Misty was like, "I have no idea what to do." It is just so funny because that was the gag back then. If you guys watched the very first anime and you watched it all the way through till she caught Psyduck, and afterwards you'll know that was really the gag. But then you have Sophocles and Lily. Now they're going up against Brock. Okay, now this is where Kukui was trying to teach him about typing because Geodude is a rock ground. So Sophocles uses Togedemaru and tries to use, I think it was Nuzzle or either Spark on a Geodude, and it had no effect. So he's like, hold on, wait, why didn't it affect it? And Kukui says, this is a Cantonian a Cantonian Geodude, which is ground rock. A lowland Geodude are electric, rock electric, so it doesn't affect it. So he's like, oh, I mean, he just panicking, and then Lily uses powder snow, and they kind of end the match because they really are not capable of battling. They're not capable of doing a gym battle because none of their Pokemon actually have the battle experience. Now we get to the real battle where Takashi and Kiawe, these two, they get into a huge battle, and this is something that Kiawe was hoping to look for. So Brock sends out Steelix, and Steelix is one of my favorite steel type Pokemon. I love Steelix, and I really want to use one in my gold run on my when gold releases for the virtual console tomorrow. I want to use the Steelix, but I don't have nobody to trade with, so I won't be able to get a Steelix. I really want to use him. So, now they get into a huge battle, and he sends out Turtonator. Now Turtonator sends out a flamethrower. Now it would have been quite effective, but however, he's ground type. So it was only like just regular super effective, which really wouldn't take that much. It would have taken him out, but it wasn't enough. So Steelers shows his power. He does gyro ball. He does. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, Geodude did gyro ball too, and gyro ball, threw the powder snow back at Lily, Vulpix and Togedemaru. But now he does Gyro Ball, he does Rap, and Turtonator uses Shell. He uses Shell Trap, which blows off, Steelix off of him. Then Steelix uses Dig. Now at this point, I was going to say Turtonator. At this point, Kiawe was about to use the Z move, but however, Brock somehow he was like, no, I'm about to show you my true power. He snatches off his shirt, shows off his ripped chest, and on his chest, well, on he has a necklace, which is the keystone. And Ash is like, wow. And Kiawe's like, what is this? So now we got to remember, they don't know anything about Mega Evolution except Ash because Ash was through the Kalos region. So he does know about Mega Evolution. And I'm glad they kept that in there. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit because there's a lot of things in here during his battle that I'm happy that they kept. So I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But anyway, Brock uses the mega his keystone to react with the Steelix type. I think is what it is. It's the Steelix type or some well the Steelix Megastone. We'll just say that because I don't even want to mess it up. But anyway, he uses his keystone to resonate with the Megastone to evolve Steelix into Mega Steelix. And I mean, it was a totally different battle. I mean, he used Kiawe uses Infernal Overdrive. He uses the Z move, and it didn't even put a scratch on Mega Steelix. He was grinning, and I actually love it because I was like, oh gosh, this Steelix is no joke. And we all know this is Brock's Onyx from when he was basically he actually left his Onyx back to the gym to because he was the gym's Pokemon to basically battle. But this when he evolved it into Steelix, it got a whole lot more powerful. So he ends up using Dig with some with another type of attack that crystallizes the ground, and he knocks him out. That was the end of the battle right there. Then we get to Misty and Ash, and this was a good battle. She sends out Gyarados. Now we still don't know how she got a Gyarados, but we know when she came to the Hoenn region, she showed that she had Gyarados, but we didn't see. I guess she went back to Kanto, got a Magikarp, and evolved it. That's what I'm assuming. But anyway, and Ash sends out, Pikachu. Now, the only reason why he sends out Pikachu because the other three Pokemon does not have the battle experience to, match up to Misty. Now, the only Pokemon that he has in his roster right now that would be Pikachu. So Pikachu and Gyarados, they go at it. I mean, Pikachu does quick attack. Gyarados sends out I don't know if it was water gun or hydro pump, but it was one of them. Now he does a quick attack and hit Gyarados, and he goes flying back. Now I forgot to tell y'all. Now, as when before the battle started, Misty shows him the new mechanics of the gym, where it took out the stone part of the gym. It took out the rock type terrain, and it brought up the water type terrain. And he was so impressed with it. He was like, "Oh, I haven't seen this. This is so cool." Misty is boasting like, "Yes, my gym is the best, and we're the best Pokemon gym in Kanto." I was like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, she's really, really boasting. But it was so funny, y'all. It was just funny because Ash used when she used to boast like that. Ash used to be so shocked about certain things. But anyway, so after that, so now we get back into the battle. So Misty has Gyarados to use Rain Dance. Rain Dance comes down and Rotom Dex is getting wet and he can't function in the water, right? So Misty says, so now, Ash, I want you to look very closely because I'm about to show you something. And on the on her hair is her bow with the keystone. And he's like, oh my gosh. Now, I forgot to tell y'all when Brock Mega evolved Steelix, everybody was like really shocked except Ash. But when Mega Steelix devolved back into Steelix, they were Sophocles was like shocked. He was like, why did it devolve? And he act and Kiawe, I mean Kiawe. I was trying to say Professor Kukui told him Mega Evolution only lasts until the end of battle. So they can only evolve, just during battle. After that, it goes back. They go back to their regular state. So Ash did not know that Misty had a He did not know she had a Mega Stone too. So she evolves Gyarados into Mega Gyarados, and I mean, guys, this Gyarados is chunky. I mean, he is like he ate 18 houses and like 17 cars, and they were just sitting in his stomach. He was humongous. And when I tell you, he had Pikachu on the run. But what I liked about this battle was they did not let Ash lose his battle experience like they did at the beginning of all the other regions. And why I say that is because Gyarados used Twister. I'm thinking that's Twister. I know it's not Whirlpool, but it look like it's Twister. And he had Pikachu to electrocharge the water. So Pikachu did, but then Ash thought of a strategy and had Pikachu to use Quick Attack up on the water and come out. So Professor Kukui was shocked, but he started laughing and he was like, "Oh, another one of Ash strategies." And Pikachu jumps out of the spout, jumps out of the twister, and everybody, I mean, Kiawe and Sasaklees are shocked. And Misty is even shocked because remember, Misty never traveled with Ash beyond Johto. So she didn't go to Hoenn, Unova and Kalos, so she don't know his strategies. So he actually jumps out and jumps back on the terrain. Brock was like, oh, that he was like, Ash has really learned. So remember, Brock was with him till Sinnoh, so he saw a lot of what Ash could do. So Ash basically uses the Z move, Gigavolt Havoc, and takes out Gyarados. It was a really good battle on there. And so at the end, when everything is said and done, they all have a good little talk, and Professor Kukui wants to know if everybody enjoyed the tour of Mega Evolution, Z moves, then plus like their first time doing gym battles. So after this, everybody is out in the foyer, and Misty gives the girls a Cascade badge, and Brock gives the guys the Boulder badge. Now I forgot to tell y'all at the beginning, Kiawe, because they showed their badges at the beginning. And Kiawe asked Ash, did he battle them and win his badges? And he said yes. He was the strongest trainer at that time. Misty busted him down and said, "No, more likely we gave you your badges." It was so funny because when she said that, he went all the way back to the door, and Mallow and Kiawe looked at him like, they gave you your badges. So that was funny, but at the end they all got badges, and I guess they gave Ash another Boulder and Cascade badge, just because they were friends and they fought. So it was just like he got another badge from the both of them. And they said their goodbyes because they was happy that they got a chance to see each other again, and Ash was happy. And I was hoping they would go back with Ash, but we know they can't. But it was good to see them while we got a chance to, and I'm very happy with how the episode ended. Now the episode ends where everybody's going getting on the plane and they're going back to Alola, but they actually have a tag along. If you look on the airplane, you'll see who's tagging along that's going to Alola with them. And Will this Pokemon be a part of Ash's party? I doubt it, but it would be funny. And then, last but not least, we still see Beware carrying Team Rocket back through the waters to Alola. They haven't made it there yet, but they'll be there when the show picks back up on the 5th of October. Yes, we will have a 1 week break next week. We will not get an episode. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, but it won't. We won't have an episode next week, so I haven't thought about what videos I'm gonna do for you guys just to have one up. But I will probably think of something. If not, then I will see y'all guys on October 5th. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me your thoughts on how did you like this episode, and was it everything you expected? And do you think that and how do you want to see Ash progress through the Alola region? Because when we come back, we're going to be getting some good storyline now because it looks like the Aether Foundation and Nebby are in the storyline. So can't wait for that, and I will see you guys next time.